This is the STL Medical Weight Loss Radio Show with Dr. Joe. No more talking, let's go.
Welcome back to the STL Medical Weight Loss Radio Show. I'm your host, Dr. Joseph Moleski. I got my co-host, living legend. We got Drew Shelton in the house.
Living legend. I don't
Yes,
know about that.
radio legend. Anyway.
Hold on. We're going to start over.
Okay.
Because your mic is being weird. Sorry.
That's all right.
Let's just redo the board here. Redo the time. Ready?
All right.
Okay. 3, 2.
Welcome back to the STL Medical Weight Loss Show. I'm your host, Dr. Joseph Moleski. I have my co-host here, Drew Shelton. I'm happy to have him as my co-host. My wife, she's in nursing school and she's taken we'll call it a little sabbatical. And
it's fine.
She's wanting to learn more about microbiology and anatomy and physiology, and I'm going to give it to her.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
So she's doing just fine.
Yeah. So me and Drew are, part of the STL Med Weight Loss Radio Show. You know, we have obviously the broadcast on 93.3 Real Talk, but we also offer it on Apple Podcasts. So check us out. Just type in STL Medical Weight Loss, and you'll see on Apple, you'll be able to tune into, the podcast on Apple. So it makes it convenient. We're also on Spotify, and I believe it's 10 other platforms, but I'm pretty excited to launch that. We've launched that over the last couple weeks, and yeah, I'm happy to have Drew as a part of it. So
you're growing is what you're saying.
We are growing.
And
yes.
You just landed
yes.
to come do this show. So where the hell you been?
Yeah, so I was out in California, and then I went from California to Ohio. Now, I also have this practice in Dallas, and in California, I'm working with a friend of mine. His name's Jesse Ewell. His last name is Ewell, and he's been a personal trainer as well as a habit coach for 20 plus years. And so what he does is he helps health professionals currently, increase their business, their marketing, and just provides them guidance and coaching. And so I'm partnering up with him to provide. We're developing an app to where patients can log their steps to nutrition. They can book appointments. They can essentially just have that sense of community alongside the medications. Like I always say, I provide medication and education. So I know that being a board certified family medicine doc, I'm not just about the medication. I'm also about educating my patients and making sure that they get real results, but also helping them understand what foods to eat, what kind of nutrition you need to have, what the do's and don'ts are, and then what type of fitness or exercise regimen you should do, and just staying away from those highly processed foods as well as high sugary diet. We've talked about that numerous times, but working with Jesse has been great, and there's going to be more to come. We are hoping to launch a certain segment of STL Med, and it's going to be called the Habit-Based Lifestyle, or HBL Medical Weight Loss, to where you're going to get an upgraded version of what we're offering, where there's coaching and there's that community support. And so it's all in the works, and I'll keep you in the loop.
I love it. That's even better, because people think they're alone in this journey.
Yep.
You're not.
Nope.
You partner with Dr. Joe, of course.
Yep.
You can partner with a family or a friend member, or there's people that do this all over our region here in St. Louis, but all across the country, people are buying into this program, so
yes.
I think that connection there would be huge.
Yeah, I guess for me, what I want to do is, I started this a little bit over a year ago, and my passion has been rooted in seeing what patients come in frequently for: heart attack, strokes, cancer, diabetes, all these diagnoses that I've picked up being a hospital physician, admitting the most sickest people in the area. And then I'm thinking, God, I wish there was something else I could do versus throwing like 40 meds at him and just seeing the laundry list of polypharmacy, which a lot of folks are on lots of medicines. And are they really doing anything? Or are they just keeping things at bay until your next heart attack or your next diabetic complication? And so I wanted to get into preventative medicine being that, hey, if I can get their weight down, maybe I could prevent a heart attack, stroke, all that. And so I've been trying for the last year to make sure that every quarter or every even couple months, what it may be, I always try to do a reflection on my business and figure out how can I help the patient more. And so having that offering with Jesse Ewell in the habit-based lifestyle offering those, coaching sessions, having these Q&As with me that you could schedule and talk with a personal coach, and have that community support through an app. I'm just trying to think about the next step that I can do that can add more value and better results for my clients.
Yeah, that I think will change lives and save lives.
Yep.
For those people that are on the fence,
Yep.
now they can buy into that.
Yes. And so there's more to come. And so the other thing I want to talk about, so when I was on my trip, I did a lot of driving. And I didn't drive to California, did not do that. I flew to California, and then I flew out to Ohio, and then I drove home from Ohio. And so on the way back, I was really just reflecting, driving, having some quiet time. And one thing I noticed is that on every exit, I would see Starbucks, Arby's, McDonald's, Panera Bread, you would see, Dunkin' Donuts, and then you maybe see a local restaurant. But almost, every, let's say 10 miles or 20 miles, you would see that blue exit sign we've all seen. We've always taken road trips, and they give the meals, they give all the food, logos. And I'm just trying to think, I was like, all right, well, I feel like you have a choice. Your choice is you can take that exit, you can take that detour and, eat unhealthy and continue to go throughout your day and go through that kind of, constant cravings and continue to gain weight and everything. Or you could go the other way. And the other way is, hey, what if I just do everything opposite? Instead of taking that detour and going to a Dunkin' Donuts and eating a high sugary meal for breakfast, why not take the other road? And the other road is, hey, I want to get a handle on my health, and I actually don't want to do what everyone else is doing. And the other thing I was thinking is hey, is STL Med, are we that detour? Are we that crossroad? Are we? And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yes, we're not gonna, we're not just gonna just sit there and just be like, all right, well, we're going to give you a shot and that's it. No, we want to provide the support, the education. And when I'm looking at, just looking at life in general, you have two ways. You have the way that everyone else is doing, and, with the food cravings, addiction, processed food, lots of sugar in your diet, and just going through this, snowball effect to where, you're looking back and you're like, wow, over the last 3 years, I've gained 30 pounds. I'm stressed, I'm fatigued, I'm constantly drinking energy drinks, and I don't know what to do. And then the other route is, like I said, getting a handle on your health. And I think that's so important to choose what everyone else is not doing. So the one thing I'll just say, there's, people come up and wow, Dr. Moleski, you look good, you're trim, you're fit, what are you doing? And I think the question is what am I not doing? So that's something to think about. What am I not doing?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me, and that's what kind of changed my direction. Because I've shared this story on past shows, but my dad was always like, "Hey, what are you doing? Look at your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Look at the path you're going on." I didn't think I was going down a dangerous road by any means, but my weight, it was getting up there. I was 380.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, So getting that nugget in the back of my head, I'm like, all right, so I do got to change some things. Partied with you, got these hormones, and they have just worked wonders on many aspects of my life.
Yeah, it helps with food cravings. It helps with you, able to get your confidence back. There's so many layers to it, and just not being addicted to food is the best way to say it. I mean,
going down the highway now, when I see that Starbucks sign or whatever sign, doesn't even faze me.
Yeah.
I just keep on driving.
Yeah. And so I think, getting back to, what are you doing, Dr. Moleski? What are you doing? It's what we're not doing. We're not, taking that detour. We're not going to that Starbucks. We're not going to grab a donut for breakfast. I think it's more about like what we're not doing, and we're not, grabbing that big piece of pizza or having that milkshake before bed. Not saying like we're never going to do that again, but it's just to say like we have the confidence throughout the week to not choose that stuff. So,
and once you're on this medication, you don't even want it. That's the thing too. I think I shared this, or on Father's Day, we got like a cheesecake or whatnot, and for dessert after dinner, and it's great. That's what we usually do.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it looks good, but I don't really need it, but I'll have a bite or two. I took like the bite or two, and I'm like, okay, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't even want the rest of it.
Yeah.
You're that mindset of the cravings and just feeling fuller longer. It's a game changer.
And one of the things that Jesse kind of pointed out to me, and he's a guru at coaching, teaching. I mean, he's definitely, a mentor to me. Like, I'm just learning a lot from him. And one of the things he said is obesity is just a simple disease of bad habits. And then, I thought about it, and I was like, it is. Like, it's just bad habits.
So true.
And it's not like, and what I will say is I'm not blaming people like, oh my God, you're obese and I'm blaming you. No. I think what the problem is because what's in our diets, the American diet, it almost, those cravings, I felt it, I know you felt it, is sometimes you don't have that control. Like, hey, like I'm gonna make that exit, I'm gonna get me a Starbucks, because the sugar in our diet triggers these cravings, these cravings, and that makes bad habits. So I think paired with the medication, using it as a tool, so it eliminates cravings, along with diet and lifestyle interventions, as well as, like Jesse was saying, improved habits, this is going to be a game changer for multiple people on multiple levels in their life.